Hey y'all, I'm sorry I'm late. My Wi-Fi just went down. So sorry. All right, do you have questions that you'd like to see worked out? Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna start this one different. I hope you all are there. Gonna start this one different. We're gonna start by going over the formulas and just like key words as to how you know when to use them. All right, so the first one is simple interest. That was your first homework. We have I equals PRT. There's also this one that A equals P times 1 plus RT. Use this one when there's no mention of compounding. And be careful with the interest one. Just because they say interest, it doesn't mean you're going to use I equals PRT, like you noticed in some of the problems in like 4.4 or 4.3, where you had to find the interest based on how much the loan was for or how much money they'd put in, that kind of thing. So no mention of compounding, and it can be savings or a loan. All right, then there's compound interest. So compound interest, again, it can be a loan or savings. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, so now this is where it gets confusing, because if you see compound interest, it doesn't mean you're going to use compound interest, because compound is in annuity and it's also in amortized. So we only use compound interest when there's no mention of the following. Okay, if you see fixed rate, do not use this formula. If you see annuity, you do not use this formula. I think that's pretty much how it is in Infinity. Yeah. So it's just if you see fixed rate or annuity and there's mention of compounding, you don't use this formula. This is only, it's a loan or a savings, but it's only when there's compound interest and it doesn't say either one of these two things. All right, so then we have annuity. We start getting into the long formulas. An annuity is a special type of savings account. Where the same amount of money is being added to the account over and over. And we'll change that. A savings account where the same amount of money is being added to the account in regular intervals. Any questions yet?
Not yet.
Okay. If someone's heart going there. maybe we can mute. Thank you. Oh, and okay, somebody else left. All right, and an amortized loan, you only use this formula when it mentions, it can say a fixed rate or it'll say amortized loan. Okay, so there are two kind of bigger formulas. These two are the bigger formulas. I'm from Wisconsin, so I've got cheesy things to say here. So the difference between these two, how to know which one to use, this one has negative exponents and it's a loan. So it's a negative exponent because you owe money, whereas this one, the exponent is positive. So you're saving money. Here, you have a negative exponent, so it's a loan. It's just a cheesy way to think about it. Okay. If you want to use the long formula on this, by all means, go ahead and do so. I think that's what you're referring to. Okay. Any questions on any of this?
Professor,
Thank you.
could you say that again about annuity? So you mentioned amortized loan, it's negative exponent because we owe money for that one. And then annuity is your saving money. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's a savings account and it's positive exponents, no negative exponents.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, anything else about this? All right, you guys ready to start telling me what problem numbers you'd like to see worked out? Are there any problems you would like to see worked out?
Yeah, could we go over the written questions problems? Because I think I'm doing the right I have the right equations, I think, but I'm just not getting the right answer. And
So
I'm honestly feeling more confused than when I started.
I'm sorry, this is primarily for the exam review right now. So once all the questions are answered about the exam review, then I'll be happy to talk with you about the written problem. But I've seen some of the answers to the written problem in ed discussions, I believe.
Okay.
All right. Are there any questions from here at all from the exam review? Number 12. Okay. Oh, yay. Oh, wait, no, I was looking at this one. You're doing this one. Oh, this one is easier than this one. Thank you. And I should probably put it up there so you can see it. All right, you guys are probably gonna have to tell me to move the camera around so you can see. All right. So average daily balance. You can pretty much be rest assured that these longer problems, one of these will be on the test because that's the way it just seems to work out. All right, so Yuka received their credit card statement for the month of December. The credit card company uses average daily balance, which most credit cards do, to calculate its finance charges. Find Yuka's finance charge for the month of December, which has 31 days. If the average daily balance for December is $420 and 26 cents. So we already have the average daily balance, and that is $420.26. So we are calculating the finance charge. The finance charge is just a fancy way of saying the interest. So finance charge equals interest. So we're just calculating the interest. So we're going to use I equals PRT, where our principal is the average daily balance times our rate, which is 10%, which as a decimal, we'd move it over 2 times. So that would be 0.10. So times 0.1. And then our time, they were nice enough to tell us that it is 31 days in the month of December. So 31 out of 365 days in the year. So if we multiply all that together, get a finance charge of $3.57. Okay, any questions on this one, or what problem should we do next?
So we don't need to do anything with the table for this one?
No, because it told us the average daily balance. It was nice of them to do that for us.
Will you go over question 11 so we can see you make the table, please?
You just want me to make the table, don't you? Okay. All right. So suppose your credit card company uses the average daily balance method to calculate the amount of interest you owe each month. Use the information given to find your average daily balance for the month of August, which we can see has 31 days. All right.
Could you move your sheet lower a little bit? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Okay, so we're going to have the dates. We're going to have a balance. We're going to multiply that balance by the number of days. And from that, we'll get a total. And I'm sorry, I always write going up. I have no idea why. So you're just going to see this whole table just kind of slanting up. All right. So we're starting on August 1st. And we're not going to the 9th. We are going through the 8th because the 9th it changes. So the 1st through the 8th, we have a balance of $170. So the 1st through the 8th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing wrong with using your fingers. So now I'm just going to multiply my balance times the number of days. So 170 times 8 is 1360. Wow, I'm like really off on this one. Okay. So we did our balance. So now we're going from August 9th through one day before this one. So 9th through the 18th. So we're taking our balance and we're made a charge. So we're going to add to the amount that we owe. So we have 170 plus that 59. And that equals 229. We're going to multiply that by our number of days. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 10 days. So 229 times 10. 2290. And now we're going from the 19th through the 21st. Oh, we made a payment of $130. So that means we're going to take that balance and we're going to subtract the payment of $130. And that's going to be $99. And 19th to the 21st, so 19, 20, 21, just 3 days. 99 times 3 is 297. Okay, then we're going, let's cross that one out. I know on the test, I think it's awful that you have to like read the screen and you can't have. You can't just move things around and cross things off like I can do here. Okay, let's not throw the question numbers in the chat because I'm not going to see them later on because I see a couple, but it makes sense. I think it just confused myself sometimes. Okay, how will we know? Will we have to know the days of the months? So a way to remember the days of the months is to just do the months on your knuckles. So you do January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Then start over on your knuckle again, August, September, October, November, December, November. I skipped some months there, sorry. But anytime you're on a knuckle, the knuckles are 31 days. So January 31, February 30, March 31, January, February, March, April 30. So use the knuckles to help you out with that number of days if you need it. But here they were nice enough to tell us. Oh, and here they told us down here too. So maybe you don't need to know it. Okay, Nikki, just realize I might not always see what you're saying. I'll do my best to look at what you're saying, but I can't promise I'll catch everything right away. All right, let's finish up here. So now we're going August 22nd through one before that, so through the 29th. And now we're taking that $99 and we have a charge of $124. At least these problems don't have cents. You know, they don't have change on them. So I think that's kind of a nice thing about these. Not that these are nice problems, but at least there's no cents on here. So 99 plus 124 gives us 133. We multiply that by 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 times 8 days. And that equals 1784. So August has 31 days. So now we're going the 30th to the 31st. So this one's easy, just 2 days on this one. What are we doing here? We're charging. So we're going to add on to what we owe. no, 133. We're gonna add to that $13. So now the balance is 236 times our 2 days will be 472.
Professor, 133 plus 13, I think, is 146.
133 is, yeah, where did I get that number from? Oh, my dog's licking my feet. So 136, 146 times 2. Grab a calculator.
Oh, the 99 plus 124, Professor, that should be 223.
It is 223, and I wrote down the wrong number. Oh, not this one.
Yeah.
297. Where did 1784 come from? Oh,
Yeah,
that's this next
that's-
one.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the correct amount.
Yeah. Um, so 133,
223.
23. Thank you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
up
99
above.
plus 124.
Okay, 99 times 3. I'm just gonna grab calculator. 99 times 3, 297. Oh, that's what that one was. 133 times 8.
It's the 99 plus 124. It's 223, not 133. 90, yeah, that's 233. I mean, 223. Yeah, 223.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is what I have written on my paper. It's just not what I wrote,
Yeah.
apparently.
The amount is correct. 1,784.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. And then this, what is going on here? So 133,
Should be
no,
two,
2 should be 233.
yeah,
233, I put 2.
223
Yep.
plus 13.
Yep. Which is 236. And we're going to multiply this by 2. So 236 times 2 is 472. All right, then we add all these together and we get 6,203. And we're not even done yet. Okay, so we have all this. This is our total balance for the month. So now we need to figure out the average daily balance, which is basically interest. No, it's not interest. I don't know what I'm saying here. Average daily balance. We take our total amount and we divide that by the number of days in the month. And this month we know has 31 days in it. So when dividing this out, we'll get $200.10. All right, now that I confused you all, what questions do you have on that?
I think Nikki asked to go over number 4. I'm also stuck on number 4.
Okay. Let me find number 4. Oh yeah, okay. scoot this up. So Michaela borrows $2,200 from Shell Bank. They charge 5.1% simple interest. If she borrows the money on March 8th, how much does she owe on August 21st? So here's a problem where it tells us how many days are in each month. All right, so we have simple interest here. So we know we can just use I equals PRT, where our principal is the $2,200. Our rate is that 5.1%. Our time is the thing that's messed up. All right, so we're going from March 8th through August 21st. So let's start by doing the March days. March is the 8th through, it's in the line here with 31 days. So the 8th through the 31st. So let's see, if I subtract these two, 31 minus 8, I get 23. But it's not 23 days, it's 22 days. Because we're not including the 31. So keep that in mind. You're going to subtract from 1 here, or just do 8 to 30 because it changes on that 31st. Or, well, never mind. Erase what I just said there. It changes. So we have 22 days here. So March, April has 30 days. April, January, February, March, April, May has 31 days. Where are we going until August, May? So we have June, July, and August. Okay, May was 31, so that means June is 30. I know July has 31 because July 31st is my birthday. In case you all are wondering, when to send me gifts, that would be the time to do that. And I'm just kidding. August is also 31. July and August are both 31. So now if I add up the total number of days here, so the total number of days equals 165. Okay, so we're using I equals PRT, and we know that our time is 165 days. However, when we use time, time always has to be in terms of years. So it's 165 days out of 365 days in a year. So that's a number you will need to know, that there are 365 days in a year. That's hard to read, isn't it? Sorry. Okay, so we are doing 2,200 times our rate times our time. And it's going to give us $50.72.
Professor, I have a question
Mhm.
for, since it says, how much does she owe on August 21st? So we don't need to alter the month of August at all.
Yeah, we included August.
Oh, I
But
think
we
that's
don't-
supposed to just say up until the 21st, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I just used up until the 21st there. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Mhm. Okay. Anything else? All right. What question are we doing next? All right. I see number 16 in the chat. Where is number 16? I did some very creative numbering on this, didn't I? Is there a number 16? I'm sorry, I don't know which question is 16.
That one where it says semi-annually, quarterly, and monthly.
Oh, it's right there. It's tiny. All the other numbers are large for me with my old people eyes. Okay. So we have a time. Oops, let me write down here by this problem. We have time equals 7.
Will you move your paper down just a little bit, please?
Yes, thank you for saying that. Okay, time is 7. Our principal is 1100. And our rate is 12%, which is 0.12. Okay, so our principal, we're going to figure out the different amount of money for annual, semi-annual, quarterly, and monthly. So annually is 1 time a year. Semi-annually is 2 times a year. Quarterly, think 4 quarters and $1. And you know, monthly, there are 12 months. So we are just going to use the formula because it is being compounded. Because it is being compounded, but it doesn't say anything about annuity or amortized. It just says compounded. We're going to use the compound interest formula. So we're using A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT. Okay, our principal is 1100 times parenthesis 1 plus our rate of 0.12. It's being compounded annually, so this is 12.12 over 1. And then compounded times our time, so 1 times 7 years, so 1 times 7, or just 7. Doing that in the calculator, you'll get 2431.75. Okay, so number 2 is semi-annually, our part B is 2. So we're doing the same formula. But instead of 1, we're going to use 2. So plugging that in, we'll get 2486.99. We'll do the same thing for quarterly. So this time quarterly is 4. And 4 times 7. And then monthly. So this time it's being compounded monthly, so that's 12 times in the year. So the purpose of this problem is to show you that the more times it's compounded, the more money you're going to make. Or the more money you're going to owe the bank. Any questions on this one? All right, let's just
So
go
when
on.
you're, Professor, when you're putting it in the computer, do you have to hit the exponent sign?
So you hit 1100 and then parenthesis 1 plus 0.12 divide 12 parenthesis, and then you type in the AB button. Oh, when you type it in though, you have to use it in parentheses. If there's two numbers, you have to put it in parentheses.
Okay.
Okay.
Parentheses, I don't have to hit the exponent button.
You do have to hit the exponent button because we need
Oh.
it to be raised. So you're going to hit the exponent button, then parenthesis 12 times 7, and close that parenthesis.
Okay.
Sometimes what helps me is actually typing in, like in, for example, typing the parentheses 12 times 7 parentheses and then highlighting that, and then you can press the caret button and then it will put everything up automatically.
So you're talking shift something.
There's like an actual caret button on the Desmos calculator.
Oh, well, it's A to the B on the Desmos
Yeah,
calculator. A to the B.
I'm
This-
trying
yeah.
to say that you can type the parentheses 12 times 7 parentheses and then highlight that, and then you can press the A to B button.
Did that make sense? Okay, I hope it did. Okay. All right, should we do number 17 then? All right, at age 20, Jill deposited $5,000, so our principal is $5,000 into an IRA where she earns, so our rate is 5 7/8%. Interest compounded monthly, so the number of times it's compounded is 12 times per year. What will it be worth when she retires at 65? So we started at 20 and we're going to 65. So 65 minus 20 is 45 years. All right, so now how do we know which formula to use? So it's a savings account. So are we using this same formula? Are we using this formula or are we using the annuity formula?
Annuity?
Compound.
It's only one payment, so compound.
Okay. Did that make sense? We're only putting money into the account at one time. So that means it's compound interest.
Okay, I've got a light bulb on now.
Okay, good. That's why we're doing this. Okay, so we're going to use A equals our principal 1 times R over N to the NT. So our principal is 5,000. 1 plus, 5 and 7/8. So 7/8. If you divide that out in the calculator, you'll get
0.875.
yes.
I have to do it every time.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So we have 5.875. But we still need to move our decimal point over 2 times to the left. So that's going to be a 0 there. So times 0.05875 over N is 12. And we're raising that to the 12 times our time, which is 45 years. Okay, so plugging that all in, you're going to wind up with $69,877.05. Always round to the nearest cent unless it says otherwise. Okay, are we moving on to 21 or does somebody want to see a different one? All right, let's go on to 21. If you invest $2,065.07 in an account earning an annual interest rate of, wow, these numbers are crazy, aren't they? All right, sorry. So our principal is $2,065.07. Our rate is 4.805. Moving the decimal point over 2 times, 0.04805. It's being compounded yearly. So that means our N is equal to 1. Compounding is the N. And then how much will be in the account after 5 years and then after 10 years. So we have a time of 5. And then we have another time of 10. Okay. So we have 2065.07. Oh, I didn't write out the formula here, did I? So we're using A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT. And why is it compound interest and not annuity?
Because they only made one payment.
Because they only made one payment. So they put that money in and then they just left it there. Okay, so times 1 plus. This is very tedious with your calculator, isn't it? Making sure you type in all the correct numbers. And I'm just going to do the same thing. And this one is going to be 1 times 10. So we're assuming that the 10 years will be more because it's being left in there longer, and it is more. So this one equals $2,611.23. And this one is 3301.83. Okay. Questions on that one?
So if it had said compounded annually, would that have meant it would be months? So that would be 12.
Annually is also yearly.
Okay. So I feel like there's been some questions where annually means 12. Is that for annuity?
No, annually is only one,
Okay.
because annually is a yearly thing. Okay. Are we going to the next one on the list? Any objections, anyone? All right, 23. All right, so I got to put some names in on the problems, and this is my husband's name. Okay, when Paul was born, his grandparents deposited $3,000. Let me move that down. That's our principal. Into a special account for Paul's education earning. That's our rate. So that's 4.5%. And it's compounded daily. So you need to know how many days there are in a year. So our N is equal to 365. All right. Annuity or compound interest? Is money being, is money being put in more than once?
No.
No,
Okay.
Compound.
So that
compound.
means it's compound interest because money is only being put in one time. All right. So we're using that same formula. I wish I could tell you the test would be in order of how we did them in the assignments, but it won't be. They're going to be all mixed up. So remember, compound savings account is putting money in only once. So we have 3,000 times 1 plus 0.045 over 365. And then 365 times when he is 18. That's our T. So plugging that in, we'll get 6743. This isn't a very good deal. 18 years and it only got $3,000. All right, so now if on becoming 18, Paul arranges for the monthly interest to be sent to him, how much would he receive each 30-day month?
Got 39 cents on that one. 67.4339. Because it's a 0.387 on the calculator. At least
Let me just
when I
type
did
that
it.
in real quick.
Did it freeze?
No, it didn't freeze. I just hit a wrong button.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, I'm getting an error message. It won't do this in my calculator.
On the
Um,
decimals, I got 6743.387272. So
Okay.
387, I bumped up to 3839.
That would be 39. This is the answers that I have here are from the book, or not book, but from online. So if that kind of thing happens on the test, when you get your feedback, when you get it back, if yours is off a cent, just let me know that you worked it out and it came up to something different. But I'll also work it out myself and I'll use the Desmos calculator to check it as well. Okay, interesting. All right, so if I'm becoming 18, Paul arranges monthly interest to be sent to him. How much would be received each 30-day month? So what formula are we going to use here?
The same formula, you're just changing the 18 years to 1/12, because you're doing 1 month out of interest. That's what I did.
Because it's telling us it's a 30-day month.
Oh yes, it's going to be 30 divided by 365.
Yes.
I think that's actually what I did when I did it earlier, but
Okay. All right.
try that.
So we're using the same formula. But we're using our answer from here as our principal. So our rate is still 0.045. Still out of 365 days in the year. So 365, and this is where it gets really nasty. So we need to multiply this, not by years, but by days. So we're multiplying this by 30 days out of 365 days. All right, if you're comfortable with math, you'll see that those 365s will cancel out. If not, you can just type it all in like that. So I'm going to have a different answer on my paper because I used the 38. I really thought I had 38. Okay. 6743, 39. Oh, why don't you tell me what you got for the answer rather than waiting for me to type it all in?
I got 24.99.
And was there cents on it?
24, sorry,
Oh,
$24.99.
$24.99.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I have. So that's weird. Okay.
Yeah, it's 67.43.39 minus, or sorry, excuse me, it's 67.68.38 minus 67.43.39.
Professor, can we just pause for 1 second?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I was following along on my my version of the same problem. And had a little bit different numbers. So I followed the formula, I followed all the steps. So my equation was 9, my P was 9234.17. And my rate was 0.850 over 365. And then my year or my time was like 365 times 30 over 365.
Mm-hmm.
So my answer was 9,299.44. and it's saying that's wrong, but I feel like this is the correct formula. I can share my screen if that was confusing to follow.
Why don't you do the next part and see if you get the right answer on that one?
Um, wait, this was for B though. A I got correct. B
Oh,
was
A is correct? Okay.
yeah, so this is for B.
Okay.
This is for the 30-day month instead of how much will be in the account.
Try typing it in with a penny more or a penny less. See if that does it for you.
Okay. No, it's still marking, it's still saying I'm wrong.
Okay.
Adam, when you gave her that number, did you? I have a mic now, by the way. My
Yeah.
husband came home. Adam, did you use the Desmos to get that
Yes.
dollar amount? Okay. I'm still struggling with the Desmos. I think I need to watch the videos some more.
In fact, I
'Cause
was
I'm-
gonna snapshot my math and send it, but it won't allow me to upload a picture
Shoot, because
unless I'm missing how to do that.
my Desmos is off big time.
Can you click on the file?
Yeah, I did, and it says JPEGs can't be uploaded. 'Cause I just
Oh.
took a snippet of my screen earlier to share, and it won't let me.
If you put it on a Word document, it looks like you might be able to submit that. Oh, no, because that's just OneDrive. Huh.
Can I share my screen? How does that work? Or I don't know what would you
I
could just
have
access it.
I typed it in. Hold on. Let me see if I can take a screenshot and then share it on the chat. I think I can do it. Just a second.
That's what I tried to
Because
do
I-
it to the chat, but it wouldn't let me upload anything.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
That's where I'm really struggling. I feel like I can figure out the formula, but I'm missing answers because I'm not getting them correctly into the Desmos.
I feel the same. I feel like I understand the formulas and I feel like I put them in correctly and then I just don't get the right answer.
Well, generally, I have found that it's a mistake on my part when I don't get the right answer. But that's me.
Oh, I'm sure I'm typing it in incorrectly. I'm sure I am. I just can't seem to get this Desmos to work for me.
Okay. Let's go through answers here, and then at the end we'll do some practice with typing them in, okay? With typing them oh.
I'm sorry. Can we go back to what was the answer for B?
The $24.99. Wait, that was a 9 now.
If it's helpful, I can talk through how I entered it and see if you guys come up with $24.99.
Sorry, Professor. I'm just wondering, how did we go from the 67, 68.37 or 38 or 39, whichever one we're
Yeah,
rounding?
how did we get to $24.99?
Exactly.
So we took this ending balance, that's 6768.37. That's what you get when you do this calculation. And then you minus the original amount.
Oh, okay, I see.
All right, any more questions on this one? So I do know that I have had some people be one off. $1 off or a cent off. And it does seem like their answer is correct. And I have given points back for those people. It's rare. It doesn't happen a lot. But if that happens to you, just let me know and we'll figure it out and work it out and give you the points for it if you truly earn the points. Okay. Am I going on the list now to number 28?
I'm sorry, can I just say one thing? So the reason why,
No.
sorry guys. So just to piggyback on what Professor was saying, the reason why I got confused about how we got $24.99, but it does make sense when Professor said the amount of money that we got for Part B, we subtract that from Part A. And that's how we got $24.99. So I'm sorry, that's correct.
Okay.
So
We did all
basically
that, but it was
leaving
the
the
right
money in the
answer.
bank from that's accumulated
Yeah.
for 18 years. And he's only getting the interest, which is only $25 a
This
month.
is a very
Yes.
disheartening thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I'm like, why is it so low? But yes, it's just the monthly interest.
Yep.
So gotta remember that part.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay. So next up is number 28. Okay. So I look through and I try to see if I can find keywords in there. And I'm looking through, glancing through, and I see the word annuity. So I see annuity. So I know I'm going to use the large formula with only positive exponents. Annuity is, there's two large formulas. Annuity is the one with all the positive exponents. So I know we're using A equals the payment. That's 1 plus R over N to the NT minus 1 over R over N. All right, so now we got to look at numbers here. So she arranged to have $320 taken out of each of her monthly checks. So each month she is taking out the payment of $320 and putting it into this account. We have a rate of 9% or 0.09. She just had her 45th birthday. And when it comes to terms, she's going to be 65. So that means our time is how old she's going to be at the end minus how old she is when she starts. Okay, so now we're going to plug numbers in. We have the 320 payment. 1 plus our rate of 0.09. Oh, this is a nice reasonable rate to type into the calculator. How do I know what my N is on this one?
She's making monthly deposits of 320. So
Exactly.
Well-
She's doing monthly payments. That's what our N is. So 0.09 over 12. Raise that to the 12 times 20. All of that goes over 0.09 over 12.
Do we do the -1 on that formula?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
You had me worried.
No. Okay. So 1 plus 0.09 divided by 12 raised to the 12 times 20. And again, you got to put your brackets around the exponent so that the 20 stays up at the same level as the 12. Otherwise, it goes down a little bit and it's not counted as an exponent anymore. So be careful with that. -1 and then our rate divided by how often it's compounded. So plugging this in, you get a rather large number. Now this is impressive. You'll have $213,713.80. Pretty nice.
Got 723.80. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 213,723.80 on Desmos. I got a 0.7984, which I rounded up to 80. But 213,723.
It could be that I typed it in wrong. Or I mean, I wrote it down wrong. But so you're saying it's 7-1.
Did anybody else get anything different or?
I'm calculating it right now.
Okay. All right. So I'll do it too.
I got 213,723.79.
723. It
Yeah.
could be that I just miswrote the number down for myself.
It's so tricky when there's so many.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking a test right now, so it's easier for me.
Make sure to grade on curve after you take the test.
Okay, if I'm taking a test, I'm making sure I've got all the right numbers. All right, so Nancy's total contribution to the account. So how much did she pay? She paid $320. How many years did she make that payment? She made that payment for 20 years. And then how many times per year did she make that payment? So this is the payment. This is the number of years. And this is how often it's compounded. Or, well, it's how often it's compounded, but also how often she made it down or put money in. All right, so this is 76,800. So then for the total interest, we take the amount of interest in the account at the, or the amount of money in the account at the end, minus how much she contributed. And 136,923.80. So this is the tricky part. You gotta reason this kind of thing out. How much did she pay? How often did she pay it? And how many years? That's not a formula that is given anywhere. All right, any questions on 28? So we're moving on to 33. Find monthly payment. All right, it's telling us amortized loan. So we know we're going to use that big nasty formula with the negative exponent. Okay, here's my formula sheets. Okay. Well, it tells us it's an amortized loan. And the amortized loan, remember, is a negative exponent because it's a loan and you owe money. Okay. So PMT equals our principal times the rate over N. 1 minus 1 plus R over N, the negative NT. All right, so our principal is 15,500. Our rate is 8 1/8%, which is just very tedious. I'm sorry. 8,125.
Professor, will you please move the paper down a little bit? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. So I've got my principal, I've got my rate, and my time is 9 years. Are you guys okay with where that's coming from? So if I do 1 divided by 8, 1 divided by 8, that gives me that 0.125. So it's 8.125, and then I move the decimal point over 2 times. Okay, so now we plug the numbers in. Okay. Any questions on any of the numbers in that? All right. So when I did this, I got 202.80.
Would you be willing to do the other way as well? If not, I understand. I really studied the formula from the lecture video. I didn't do the shorter version. Would you be willing to? If not, I understand.
Are you having problems with it? Is that
I would just like to see it how I've been studying it with the two different formulas. I didn't do the one with the negative. I mean, I can barely do exponents in the Desmos when they're positive. So I just chose to stick with the one from the lecture video.
okay? So I don't have the long version of the formula written down because I just don't like the long version. I'm sorry.
And that's okay. It's all right. I'm sure everyone has done the shorter version. Don't worry about it. That's
Is anyone else using the longer version?
I have to agree with Nikki on that. I was so
Yeah.
lost in the lectures, and now that we're doing them, I'm like, oh crap, I could have saved myself so much time.
Oh, so now you're liking this one.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And I just noticed I put this 1550 or 15,500 over here. I could have put it up here too. It's the same thing. I think that's how you probably have been writing it yourselves. Okay, total interest for the amortized loan. So we take the amount paid. No, total interest. So, sorry. Amount paid minus amount of loan. But how much did she pay or he pay? So we know that they paid $202.80. We know that they made that payment for 9 years, and they did that 12 times a year. So that gives us 21,902.40. So this is the amount paid. Does that make sense where that came from? This is one of those where it's not a formula, you kind of have to reason it out. So how much they paid, how many years they paid it, how many times each year did they pay that? So they paid $21,902.40. And we subtract out the amount of the loan. And we pay the bank $6,402.40 to borrow that money. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? But I guess it's nice that they're there loaning you money. It's just an awful lot of money. Any questions on 33? Okay, so the next one I see is 35 on that list. Okay, so this one's got different parts to it. So you want to buy a home. So that's our principal. You're going to put a 10% down payment. And then a 30-year loan for the rest. So how much is the loan amount going to be? Well, we need to take off that down payment. So to get the down payment, we take the cost of the home times 10%, which is 0.10, move the decimal 2 times over. So we're basically just moving our decimal point over 1 time. So you have to come up with a down payment of $24,300. So this is just the down payment. So now we need to take the cost of the house minus the down payment, cost of the house minus that down payment, $218,700. So this is our principal for the loan. So this is kind of a nasty one where it doesn't even say amortized in it, but when you have a large amount of money, just realize that it's going to be amortized. So we're going to use that formula again. I'm sorry, I'm using the short version. A equals, so we're doing P R over N. 1 minus 1 plus R over N to the negative NT. Something I would suggest maybe so that you don't have to keep flipping, because the formulas are in the instructions tab. When you're taking your test on the left side, there are some things over there. One of them says instructions. The formulas are there. I would suggest writing those formulas down onto your own paper, onto your scratch paper, so that you don't have to keep looking back at that. I don't know, just a thought. All right, so now I'm gonna start plugging them. Oh, sorry.
I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
So will it just show up as a link to the formulas as they usually do?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Had one as well.
Uh-huh.
It's something I struggled with last exam is popping back and forth between the Desmos and the screen when we were inputting so many different values. I think the first or second test, I was able to actually split screen the calculator and the test.
That's a
Is
nice
that
thing.
something that's toggled off and on, or did I just get lucky that when I would the first time because I wasn't able to do it in this
I've
last
seen
exam, it
people
was
do that on
frustrating.
every test.
What's that?
Oh,
I've seen
really?
people do
I
that
thought
on
we
every
weren't
test.
allowed. That's awesome, though.
Well,
That
I
would make
wasn't
it
able to
so
do it
much
last test, it
easier.
wouldn't allow me. But the first test, the first or
But there were
second
some
test,
people
it
who
did.
did last time, because I know I watched the videos.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, it didn't let me have like an extra, like a window open because I was trying to, yeah, minimize it so I could look at the calculator and then the screen, and it was telling me that that was not what I was supposed to do.
Huh.
Yeah,
I guess it works
mine's the
sometimes.
same as Adam. I couldn't split screen the last test. Is there a way to do it
The
without having
settings
honor
are
log?
exactly the same.
Yeah, my first quizzes, I was able to split screen. The last statistics I couldn't, which made me frantic as I was trying to type
Me
stuff into
too.
the desk.
If you watch my video, I'm sure it's comical. I was cursing.
Oh yeah, I was crying, so I think we went through it last exam.
I was
It
so
would be
nervous.
great if
My
we could
hands were
split screen.
shaking.
Yeah, yeah.
At least we're not alone, you know?
Yeah. We have 2
Okay.
more exams.
We're almost there.
Okay. So I know that I saw some videos where people used it. I don't know why some of you couldn't. Are you using Google Chrome for your browser?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say make sure you're using Chrome, and I'm sorry that you weren't able to get it to work for you last
I
time.
was just concerned about a miskey going back and forth between the two different things because you kept worried about
But
inputting something incorrectly.
yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to fix it, but it's the same exact settings for all exams. We didn't change anything. We just like copied and pasted. So,
Is anyone else like, are you guys able to see yourselves? Because for like the last 2 exams, I have not been able to see myself in the corner.
Same.
it might be that it
On the first exam, I was able to see myself, and then the second exam, I couldn't see myself. But if you look in the bottom, like on the tabs, it will say webcam. And I did it for the second exam. I actually clicked on that, and then my webcam popped up. But last exam, the statistics exam, my camera didn't. I just didn't even bother. I'm like, I don't want to see myself. But you can click on that tab and it worked when I tried it and I was able to see myself.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Carla.
Yeah. Yeah.
sharing.
You're welcome.
Okay, anything else? All right, I just plugged the numbers into this formula again, and then calculator wise, we'll get 1174.03. And then the monthly payment If the interest rate, if the interest rate is 6%, okay, so they want you to do it again, but now with 6%. So we'll do the same formula, but now 0.06. But it's kind of nice so you can see the difference in the amount of money that this involves. So the rate at 6%, the payment is 1,311. So it's about $200. So you always want to go for that lowest rate you can find. $35. Any questions on 35? All right, then 37. Meryl Duckett buys a new car. She puts 10% down. All right, so she put 10% down. So that's going to be 10% of that 14662.81. So it's this times 0.1, which is basically just moving our decimal point over. So it's going to be 146.281. Okay. Just moving the decimal point over. Okay, so I'm missing a number here. I'm missing a 6. That's why it's looking so weird. Six. 0.281. There we go. That looks much better. Okay, so this is the down payment. So the loan amount is that 14,662.81 minus the down payment. It's 13196.53. So her monthly payment on that amount, it does say amortized loan on this. Again, they don't always say amortized. Like this one here didn't say it. But if it's a huge loan, you know you're going to use amortized. Okay, so we're using that same formula again. Principal. Times our rate. 0.095. And our time is 5 years. Okay. And it doesn't even say how often it's compounded, but because it's a loan and we know we're making monthly payments, you know it's 12. So 0.095 over 12. All of that over 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 0.095 over 12 to the negative 12 times 5. Okay, plugging that all in, and we'll plug that into the Desmos calculator after we do this amortization table. Plugging that in and rounding, we'll get 277.15. All right, so the amortization schedule. These are just kind of interesting to see how much of your payment actually goes towards paying off your loan and how much goes to the bank. Okay, we know the interest portion is always going to be I equals PRT. Let's just, so we're not filling in anything on these top 3 things here, just that our balance is 13196.53. So our payment we know is 277.15. That's going to be the same for both of those. So our interest payment, we're using I equals PRT, where our rate is that 0.095. And our time. So this is tricky. What are you guys doing for time on this one?
It's 1 month.
It is 1 month. So how do I put that
1
down?
12th.
Yeah. So
1 divided by 12.
Yes. Okay, so it's 1 month out of 12 months in a year. And then the principal portion is going to be our payment amount minus the interest. So interest is PRT, but then principal portion, you kind of have to reason out that you're taking your payment and subtracting that interest. Okay. So here, I'm going to have 0.095 times 1/12 times that balance. I'm not going to be able to, I'll try writing it small, 13196.53. So 0.095 times 1/12 times the balance. And you round this to the nearest cent, you should get 104.47. Okay, so this is how much interest you're paying the bank. How much of it actually goes towards paying off your car now, or whatever it is we bought. It is a car, okay. So we take our payment of 277.15 and we subtract our interest. So we do payment minus interest. So doing that, we will get 172.68. So now this is how much got paid off of the car loan. This is how much the bank kept. So we are only subtracting $172.68 from the amount that we owe the bank. This is how much we're taking off. And when we subtract that, we get 13023.85. Okay, so now when we do I equals PRT, we're now using this amount because we don't owe 13,000 anymore. Well, we don't owe $13,196. Now we owe $13,023. So we're still going to do that 0.095 times the 1/12, but now we're multiplying it by that new amount. And for that, we get 103.11. So interest is going down a little bit. That means our principal portion is going to be up a little bit. We're going to take our payment again, minus our principal. And we get 174.04. And so now to figure out the new balance, we subtract out that 174.04. And we get 12849.81. A lot of work for these problems, isn't there? Okay. I'm playing with my camera here, sorry. Portion of the screen. There's my calculator. All right, so let's plug this one into the calculator. Move stuff around here. If you see me type in a number wrong, please let me know. Actually, because it's a fraction, it's not a bad idea to start it as a fraction. So pressing that AB. So now I have my top and I have my bottom. So now I can fill in my top, 13,196.53. And then parenthesis, 0.095 divided by 12. Oops. So I put the parenthesis too soon, so I'm going to delete that, and I'm arrowing over on the keyboard to get that parenthesis. And I click in the bottom part. So 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus 0.095 divided by 12. All right, so now I know I need to arrow over, do my
You can
parenthesis.
also arrow over on the Desmos above the X.
Yeah, I like doing stuff on my keyboard rather than having to go back and forth.
Yeah.
All right, and then I need to raise this to a power. So now I'm going to hit the AB to raise that. And now because there's more than one thing, well, let me just type that in. So -12, and then times, it went down.
You have to put a parentheses before the 12.
Right, that's what I was gonna get to there, yeah. So make sure you have everything on the same level. This is down below, so it's not going with that -12. So keep that in mind. So that means we have to put this in parentheses. So notice I'm just kind of clicking around till I get to the right spot there. Parenthesis, -12. Lost my spot, times 5. Close the parenthesis, and that's that $277.15 that we got.
I just wanted to share like the other way that I've been doing it in case it helps anyone. Like I'm not sure if it will, But what I do is, so for like the negative 12 times 5, I just type that like normally, like not even in exponent mode or anything like that. And then after typing all of that, I just highlight that part and then I press the exponent button and then it just goes up.
Very nice. That works. Okay, are there other problems that you want to see typed into the calculator to see how it looks?
So wait, what would the total interest be for this one?
Oh, I didn't find her total interest, did I? I just kind of skipped over B. So this is one where we're going to have to reason it out. We can't use interest equals principal times rate times time because we have this amortized loan. We need to figure out how much Merrill paid. And then subtract out the amount of the loan. Okay, so she paid $277.15. She paid that for 5 years. It doesn't tell us monthly. Oh, it does say monthly right here. There we go. There's the monthly. So times 12. And from that, we subtract out the amount of the loan. So you can plug this all into the calculator. And you should get something like 3432.47. Okay. Any questions on that one? So this is something we've had to do for a couple of problems, is we take the payment times the number of years times how many times per year to figure out how much the person paid. Any other problem types that you want to see typed into the calculator? Do you want to see an annuity typed into the calculator? Has to be. Did we do an annuity? Yeah, we did an annuity, didn't we? Here's an annuity. Okay. 320 times, I'm going right for my fraction, which is over here, parenthesis. So I just hit the slash on my keyboard, the one that's with the question mark for my division. So it's just slash, you could hit the division sign right here. 0.09, oh, I lost my spot. Divided by 12. Need to close that parenthesis. All right, and let's do that new method, 12 times 20. Highlight that. And superscript. And then on the bottom, 0.09 divided by 12. Oops. I keep missing my, or forgetting about my -1 today, don't I? -1. So that's that $213,723.80. Don't even have to type in that last bracket and it gives us the answer. All right, do you guys have it open right now? Do you guys have a Desmos calculator open?
I do.
Yes. Yes.
So do you guys want to practice one? Those of you who are newer to this are not as comfortable with it. Why don't we type in this one, or you guys type in this one right here. Practice typing it in. Is anyone typing it in, or is it just me that's typing it in?
I'm typing it.
I'm
Okay.
typing it.
All right, good, good, good,
Also.
good, good, good. You guys are probably quicker than I am at typing these things in. And I'm getting 39 cents, just as he said. How'd it work out for the rest of you?
Perfect.
Okay. All right, what else can we do to help get you ready?
I was wondering if we could look at another amortized loan problem. I don't have one in specific. It's just sometimes I get confused on those.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Yolanda takes out an amortized loan. So are you starting this one out? So let's see. Our principal is that 4,000. We have 3 years. An annual interest rate. Interesting. What are the monthly payments? Okay, so we know the time is 3 years. She's making monthly payments. So we know the N is 12. And the rate is 16% or 0.16. So we have the payment equals principal rate over N. Are you guys plugging this one in? Does anyone have an answer on it yet?
Not yet.
140.63.
Did you work it out ahead of time?
No, just now. Was it right?
That is correct.
Okay, good.
I think for some reason I get thrown off because the fact there's both a PMT and a P. For some reason in my head, I want to put it in the PMT spot, but it's not.
Mhm. Yeah. Well,
PMT I always just think is payment, and then
yeah,
the
we used
principals, the
PMT because it looks like payment. I mean, if you look at it, payment without a few letters in it.
I'm kind of stuck because I don't do it that way. So I'm watching, but I'm not even finished writing mine out.
See, that's why we all like this one because it's much quicker. You don't want to try this one?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm not really getting the calculator still. I know that sounds so stupid. I'm gonna have my husband help me. He's super good on this Desmos calculator. Maybe I'm typing probably too slow to keep up with everybody else. I don't want to hold anybody up, but
Oh,
I
keep
don't know. I
going.
practiced. I'm not gonna give up, but I am struggling on the calculator for sure.
Well, I feel bad for you. I feel for you.
Don't. It's okay. I have all day to study. Well, I mean, between work and stuff. I'm going to study
Yeah.
tomorrow as well.
Okay.
What part are you like struggling with exactly? Is it just everything or is it like exponents or?
She's doing the long formula where it's got stuff on each side of the equal sign.
Oh.
That's why I just think if you would use this one here, it might be easier for you.
I was doing the long formula before just now, but this is so much easier. But what I was doing was I was doing the long formula, and then I was dividing the two numbers in Desmos.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Okay.
stacked
That
in
was me
Desmos,
too.
and it was getting
Yes, that's
That
what
was
I'm
me.
doing.
it's
Yeah.
a lot to
I was
input.
doing, yeah, I
But
was
now
doing
that
the
I've done this
long
a few times,
formula
I'm like,
too.
this is so much easier.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor, for giving us the shortcut formula.
Okay, I'm glad that it's working for some of you. Is there anything else we can go over tonight?
Professor, can I say something? I just have to say, you said the statistics exam was the hardest, but I feel like this is the even harder than statistics.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Like, oh my gosh, my brain is so fried.
Okay, we got to remember the different formulas and how to know when to use each of the different formulas.
You know what I did? I actually wrote every single formula down and I took a screenshot and I saved it as my wallpaper on my phone with the notes that I got from your PowerPoint, just so I can, it will
Oh,
snap in my head. I'm like, I wish I could show you guys, but yeah, my phone wallpaper right now is the these formulas with the notes that says no mention of the following fixed rate, annuity, the savings, all of that. It's on my wallpaper.
yeah.
It's like
I'm glad
all
you went
day.
through that PowerPoint. Those are nice.
Yeah, it was so helpful. And because you mentioned something about how the words are not going to be in the problem or on the exam, so it helps to know what we need to look out for in
Mhm.
order to use the right formula. That's
Yeah.
what I was concerned about. So thank you,
Yes.
Professor.
That's why I created that to help out with that. Do you all know what I'm talking about? It's in one of the announcements. A
Yes, I
PowerPoint.
used
Yeah, very
PowerPoints.
helpful.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, what else can we do this evening?
Can we just go over the written problems questions?
Which ones?
Um, the like all of them. The finance. Like
I don't know that we have time to work out every single one of them because there's a lot of them. There's 37 problems. I've worked
no,
out
I was
some.
talking about the written in the modules.
Oh, the written problems. Did you look in I don't even have the problems in front of me, but there are some already given in, what is that thing called?
Professor, will you be posting this video before our exam so we can watch it for reference?
Yeah, I don't get it until late, so I normally get it in the morning, and then I have to play with it so that I can send it to you all. I have to do some
Okay,
stuff to
thank you
it,
so
but yeah,
much.
it will be there sometime tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna have to step out and get my kids to bed. So thank you so
Okay.
much, Professor, and
You're
everyone. Good
welcome.
luck. Good luck
Yes.
tomorrow.
Good luck to you as well. I know there's been some work in here on the written problems. Let's see. Oh, I can't open it up because mine, when I open it up, it has the answers, so I can't. I'm sorry. Ugh.
Okay.
Let's see here. Which question were you having issues with?
The second one mostly, the one where is the next 11 years. Mostly I don't really understand why we're using the equation we use for that one. That just doesn't make sense.
What equation are we using for that one?
The future value. So hold on, let me look at what I wrote down. 1 second. So I was using A equals P times 1 plus RT.
You should be using the compound interest formula
Okay.
because she's not making payments anymore. She's just leaving the money in the account.
Okay.
Professor, so for that one, so the formula does not have an n, so we're just the exponent is just a t, is that right?
For number 4,
Let's see.
no, what question are we talking about? I have
Oh,
no idea.
I think it's the number 2 after she stopped putting payments in, and then we're trying to figure out, yeah, right. Oh yeah, number 4. What was the value of the investment at the end of the next 11 years? So the formula for that, I'm sorry, could you say what the formula was again, please?
You tell me which one.
Is that, let me see, is it the principal, P parentheses 1 plus R divided by N to
Yeah.
the T
To the NT.
to the NT?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. To the NT. But would the principal be the amount that we got from the first question?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I think I did that right. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, you're welcome. Anyone else, any questions? Okay, my backdrop on this that you're seeing a little bit of is clouds. We were above the clouds in Maui. It was very cool.
Haleakala.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love that one.
Yes.
Oh yes. You have to
It's
go like,
beautiful.
yes, you have to leave like at 3 in the morning, but it's so worth it because
Yes.
parking.
Yes, definitely. All right. Any other questions for me? Oh,
If everybody's done asking questions, Professor, is there any way you could just give us the answers to all of the the ones that we didn't go over? So when I try to calculate it on my own, I want to make sure I got it right. Is that okay?
yeah. Okay. So here's my work. Oh, you can't see it now, can you?
Thank you.
You want to take screenshots, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all my notes on it. I don't know if it makes sense to you all. Can I scroll down to the bottom of this page?
Yeah, I'm gonna take screenshots instead of writing everything down. Hold on.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, Professor.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down to number, oh, see all of 4 and 5. Okay, can I go on to the next page? Okay,
Oh, sorry,
no.
not yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay. I was hoping I could get more of the page in there, but I can't. All right.
You got it.
Okay. Okay. So 6 through part of 9. And then there's 9 and 10. Okay, next page.
Yes.
Okay, this one we did.
Okay, number 12.
I think we did both of those today. Another average daily balance. $15 and $17. And there's 18. If I'm going too fast, let me know.
Oh, yes, please. Number 17 and 18.
Okay. We ready?
Okay, next page.
Okay. Can I go to the bottom part of this one?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right, ready for the next page?
Yes. Okay.
Bottom half.
Got it.
And top. Now the bottom. Oh, and that was it.
Oh, can you bring the last page again,
Oh, wait,
Professor?
no, I'm missing some pages here. Sorry. Okay, bottom part of that one.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, there's got to be more problems. Yes, there are. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Top of page 9.
Me.
Bottom of page 9.
Okay.
Well, this one just get 33, and then we'll do 34 on the next one. It's a long one.
Okay.
There's 34. And 35. $36. $37.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. That's it. All right, you guys
Thank
ready?
you, Professor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Professor. Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everybody. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Break a leg, everyone. I don't want to say good luck because that might cause bad
Oh.
things to happen.
Oh. Oh, Professor, I have to tell you something.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, since you mentioned that your birthday's on July 31st, my birthday's on the 29th. So go Leo.
All right.
It's Leo season coming up. Okay, that's all.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for sharing. All right. Bye.
Yeah.
Anyone else? All right.